Alright, boys and girls, we had a little interruption on that last video, and so instead of recording that whole thing all over again, I decided to just make a second video. I thought it would be easier. So we are still on lesson 49 with this worksheet, in case anyone was confused about where we're at. So we just finished talking about the sound in or the sound in hook, wood, foot. Now we're going to talk about a different sound. Let's look at these words. We have scoot and room. Think about how we're saying the two O's. It's kind of a ooh sound, right? So that's a little different than the sound we heard in hook and wood. So it's still, do you see what letters we're looking at? It's still two O's. So this digraph can make two sounds. So when we're looking at words that have two O's, we have to kind of try out both and see which one makes sense. So let's look at a word we all know. If we were trying to decide, we would look at it. We could say book. We know that's not the way we say book. We say book. So we would know that this, and in this time we're going to do a brev to show that we're doing like a short O sound. And then a word like tooth, we're going to say it wouldn't be tooth, it'd be tooth, so that would be the long O sound when we're coding. Alrighty, next, let's look at 11. We're going to practice a little bit of spelling. On number 11 on your worksheet, I want you to sound out the word fish. F-I-sh. Remember that sound we talked about, that digraph? Sh. F-I-sh. Go ahead and write down right now for me. F-I-sh. All right, did you get F-I-sh? Remember that digraph? Sh. We use at the end. F-I-S-H. Number 12 is time. Remember what we have to put at the end of a word to make the vowel in the middle say its name? T-I-M. T-I-M. Time. Go ahead and write that out. We hear t. That's why it always makes her T's like that. Sorry. T. I. We hear that I, right? And we hear the and E. But then we talked about what we have to do to make this I say its name. We need an E at the end. Good job. All right, on number 13, we're going to talk about our sounds again. So the sound on number 13, can you say and that's the O-O. So we're going to write that down on number 13. Our O-O sound. Number 14, we're going to talk about the same thing, but it's our oo sound, like tooth and scoot and room. So oo, and then you say oo, O-O, and then I want you to write it down on number 14. Alrighty. On number 15, we're going to practice a couple of spelling words that will use this O-O sound. Number 15. I want you to write down look. So think about that. L-O-K. Think about what O's we'd use. L-O-K. L-O-K. All right. We're going to spell look, L-O-K. Good job, L-O-O-K. Number 16 is going to be good, good, good. G-O-O-D. G-O-O-D. All right. The last one is to. Now we talk about different versions of to. This time I want you to write the to like when we're talking about how I have too much candy or I have too much homework. It means more, a lot. And we're talking about the O-O sound, so think about that when you're writing out your to. It's going to be T-O-O. Alrighty. Next, we're going to decode some words. So on your worksheet, you can see number 18 through 27. We have some words to decode. So I'm going to go through each of those with you. And you can just code along with me while we go. I'm not going to ask you to do it first because it'll just be a lot of time of me waiting. So our first word is soon. Soon. Does that have the tooth sound? So we're going to look at our two O's, our digraph. We're going to underline it, and then we know that those O's make the ooh sound, like in tooth. Number 19. Book. We already talked about book, didn't we? Again, we have our digraph here. We're going to underline it, and then that makes the sound, like hook, hook. So that's a brev it gets because we kind of have a short O sound there. Number 20, tooth, tooth. All right, well here we have the blend, tooth, and the digraph here. And we already talked about this, ooth. So it gets the long sound, the macron there. Number 21. Cool, cool. Does that sound like the tooth sound? Yep, so it gets the macron. We're going to underline it because it's a digraph. 22. Room. Can you guys hear this when you're saying it? Room. And again, when you see the two O's, you may not know. You might say room. Let's see, hook, room. But you just know that doesn't sound right, so then you could try it with the ooh sound, room. 23. Shape. First, what do we see here that we've been working on just yesterday? Shh. The sh sound, blend. Then we have an E here. We have vowel, consonant, vowel. So we know that that E doesn't say anything, but it makes that A say its name. So we have shape. Good job. All right, I'm going to erase these. And we're going to move on to 24 up here. It's easier if I write them up there at the top. Kite. Again, we have vowel, consonant, vowel, so we know that that E doesn't say anything, but it makes the I say its name. We put a macron on top of that I, and it's kite. Kite. 25. Handed. Do we see a suffix? The ED. We're going to put that in the box. And then we just have two consonants, so we know that A is going to get a brev, and it's going to be short. Handed. Handed. 26. Printing. Do we have another suffix here? We have the ing. So we're going to take that out. We just have vowel, consonant, consonant, so it's going to get a brev. And we're going to get printing. Alrighty. One more. 27. Meet. When two vowels are walking, like two E's are walking, the first one does the talking. And it says its name. So we have meet. Meet. Alrighty. And then also on your worksheet you can see a book and a kite, and you can draw a line to each of those. Alrighty, turn it over. On the back of your worksheet is your homework to do on your own. There's a paragraph up there at the top. We've talked about paragraphs a lot lately. Paragraphs are a group of words that have the same idea, and we put them in a paragraph together. And then we have 2 questions afterwards that you need to answer. And then down here are some high frequency words that I want you to practice saying at home, maybe with an adult in your house or an older sibling. All right, I'll see you soon on the next video.